Creamer Media's Mining Weekly Online is speaking to Professor Dr. Ferdinand Panik, Dr. David Hart, Vinay Somera and Dr. Saqib Khan about South Africa's great opportunity to take part in the hydrogen economy and fuel cell electric vehicle development. So Ferdinand, why are you such a believer in the fuel cell, and why do you think it's going to make a significant entry into the world in the next decade?
Because they're running the fuel cell vehicles which are now on the market, and these vehicles are really performing very well and fulfilling all the requirements what the customers want at the moment. And that's a big difference compared to battery vehicles, which have some limitations. You have the filling problem at the beginning, it takes time. You have the range problem. The fuel cell is doing exactly what we are familiar with, and that's one point which is important. Second, I believe that the cost of a fuel cell will be reduced by scale effects. If the more we are producing, we are reducing it. That's different with the battery. The battery is always a lot of raw materials in, and these raw materials will not be cheaper if you scale it up. Yeah? That's very important. And a very important point is as well that the hydrogen, which is always seen as a problem in the fuel cell story, the hydrogen is now becoming the driver in it, because the business with hydrogen already is big today, but we can be bigger in connection with sustainable energy systems. We need hydrogen in the matrix, electric and hydrogen, to manage the process of storing electricity, producing electricity. And this business is driving at the moment the application of fuel cells in a stationary way, but as well in the automotive way. So there are a lot of reasons which are people becoming aware now, and they're starting again to look closer to fuel cell technology and investing. And of course, in addition, that we see in the East Asia areas, China, South Korea and Japan, that they are giving highest priority for fuel cells. And we are losing, in Europe for instance, we are losing the leadership in these fields. And so far we have to invest again. And other countries as well as will support us. And this is coming up now faster than we have believed some years ago.
David, why do you think many countries now are giving priority to the development of the fuel cell, to the development of the hydrogen economy? What is it that's convincing them that this is the way to go for a cleaner world?
So there's a combination of drivers. We've seen decarbonisation as an issue for a long time. Air quality is higher and higher on the agenda. And there's also an industrial side to this. So all of those come together and people say, well, hang on a minute, we've got to make this zero emissions because any emissions are now too much. What can we do? Batteries and fuel cells. And there is a real interest, particularly in Asia, but increasingly across Europe and North America, to be industrially competitive in fuel cells. So there was a lead 10, 20 years ago, and still just about now in parts of Europe, for example. But Japan has been pushing very hard. Korea is now really reinvigorated. They're going to have tens of thousands of vehicles in Korea starting from next year. And China has decided that this is the place where it will play next. So they did solar, they did wind, they did battery vehicles. Now they're doing fuel cells. So all of the OEMs in China see this as an industrial opportunity and a way to reduce the dramatic pollution problem that they have.
You've been advocating the local development of components, particularly for fuel cells. You don't want us to just pass this whole opportunity by. What are you envisaging that should be done in South Africa to capture a slice of the fuel cell market?
So Martin, like you know, the market is here. The opportunities are here with what's happening in China. I think in South Africa we have the opportunity to actually create a value stream that's going to help re-industrialize the economy, which is what government and the president wants to do. And the pathway to doing that is really just going and putting in the correct technology right now, ahead of the market. Forget the fact that you don't have a customer just yet. Put in the best-in-class MEA, catalyst-coated membrane facilities, the market will come. That's what we are trying to do as Isondo. Put it in the special economic zone, put it into a world-class facility, put some of the world-class components in it, that will meet the standards of all the automotives, which is the main market. Bring in key international partners in the catalyst space, the best-in-class catalysts and other technology providers, locate them in the SEZ and prove to the world that we can take our platinum into the fuel cell component and produce a component that will compete with any other company internationally. And that way we can capture a big portion of that value stream in the country. If you add on to that the layers of government incentives that government are prepared to put into this, if you add on to that potential competitive advantages in having access to resources locally, that we can speculate and we can try as we're going along. But I'm pretty sure with our process and with our routing, strategy routing, we can actually capture a good portion of this market. I'm confident.
Saqib, we hear about potential opportunity, but you have to really anticipate things. You have to create structures whereby people can take part in this fuel cell opportunity. What is being done in South Africa in terms of special economic zones to make sure that we don't lose out on this opportunity?
So, led by, for example, the DTI, there's a number of special economic zones which have been established within the country. Those special economic zones will house companies involved in the value chain, the fuel cell value chain. That presents quite a unique opportunity here in South Africa, in that not only are there incentivized areas where the nascent industry which is being established can then grow, it also presents an opportunity in that through our universities, for example, the HISA initiative, we are producing a large number of very good MSCs, BScs, PhDs who have been involved and educated within the fuel cell value chain. With these special economic zones, we'll now have an opportunity to actually employ those particular resources. Right now, those resources end up in Europe, America, Asia. It's a real opportunity for those excellent skills to actually find employment and participate in this local industry.
That was Creamer Media's Mining Weekly Online, speaking to experts who are convinced that fuel cell electric vehicle technology and the hydrogen economy are poised to play a very significant role in clean world mobility in the next decade.